speaking of the draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback situation is currently uncertain as they await a decision from Aaron Rodgers regarding his future. With the draft just 3 days away, Pittsburgh could make a move for a QB with that 21st pick. The Steelers' current QB room consists of Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson. I can't wait to ask Snoop Dogg on Wednesday how he feels about his Steelers and who they should pick. But right now, I'll ask my quarterback, Dan. Dan, how should Pittsburgh deal with the quarterback situation in this draft?
They have to be aggressive and be urgent. Is there a worse quarterback room in situation in the NFL than Pittsburgh's? Right?
No.
But Cleveland's the only one that comes to mind. At least they have the second pick. I don't think they'll take quarterback at 2, but at least they do. And this is not any shade to Mason Rudolph, one of the better backups in the NFL. He's had an outstanding career, good player. But when you're talking about Pittsburgh and you're looking at their schedule next year, the only team on the schedule that they're even remotely close to head-to-head, like quarterback being even, is the Browns. And that's because we really don't know who their starter is going to be. And you're sitting there if you're the Steelers, and Cam Hayward's 36 this year, TJ Watt's 31 this year, Minkah Fitzpatrick turns 29. You don't have a year to waste. And you're going, oh, well, what are they going to do? And the name that I've become at least a little bit more comfortable with entertaining is Milroe at 21 for the Steelers, just because the likelihood of who's going to be available. And I go to Jalen Milroe because Arthur Smith, who's the offensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers, was attached to Justin Fields when he was the head coach at the Falcons. And then obviously had Justin Fields last year. And by reports, not my reporting, but other people's, saying that he's the one who wanted to keep Justin Fields as the starter and not Russell Wilson. And so the athletic profile, the ability to have Pickens and DK Metcalf on the outside. And I know, Milroe's not perfect. He's a flawed prospect. But this guy put 500 yards on Kirby Smart last year. That's the most in like 10 years versus Kirby Smart in Georgia. And so with the athletic elements that he brings and how dynamic he's with the ball and his ability to throw the ball downfield, Milroe becomes a little bit more of an entertaining throw at 21.
Interesting. Stephen A., Dan thinks potentially Milroe. Where are you on your Steelers? What do you want them to do in this quarterback situation in the draft?
Shedeur Sanders, Milroe, Dart. I don't give a damn. I want Shedeur Sanders, but you got to get a quarterback. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pittsburgh Steelers went out and acquired DK Metcalf, who is an absolute stud, to pair with George Pickens, who has stud-like tendencies whenever he wants to, because he's got those kind of skills. You got Freiermuth at the tight end spot, although Najee Harris is going to by way of the Chargers. But one, having nearly got knocked upside his head with his own helmet by Myles Garrett. That's number one. And number two, he was in Tennessee and couldn't play ahead of Mr. Mayonnaise himself, Will Levis. That's it. And I'm supposed to be excited about that if I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan? Come on, y'all. I need some help, Shay Shay. I need some help, D.O. We can't have this. You can't have DK and Pickens and Freiermuth and an improved offensive line, and you giving us Mason Rudolph or Skylar.
All right, let's hear from the objective party. That would be Shannon.
From the soap operas. I'm telling you right now, I might ask them to change my name from Brick to Skylar, for crying out loud, because it's suitable for soap operas.
Skylar makes me think of other things, Stephen A.
I need some help. Help me out, Shannon.
Where
please.
are you on this?
I agree with both of you guys. They need a quarterback. But Steelers did this to themselves because they let Ben Roethlisberger die on the vine before they took a quarterback. You look at Kansas City. They had a Pro Bowl quarterback in Alex Smith, and they drafted a quarterback. You look at Coach Belichick, what he did when he had Tom Brady. They drafted a quarterback. Even the Broncos, when they had Peyton Manning, they took quarterbacks because they saw this on the horizon. Only the Steelers thought Ben Roethlisberger, with his style of play early on, was going to play 23 seasons like a Tom Brady. They failed, and I believe they had a quarterback in Justin Fields. And they, you know what, Mike Tomlin wanted to go Russ because he felt Russ with his veteran leadership, yada, yada, yada. Now he really doesn't have any. Now he doesn't have Mason Rudolph. So you had Mason Rudolph before. If Mason Rudolph was what the Steelers thought he was or what he's going to be, he would have never went to Tennessee. He didn't get drafted by Tennessee. He got drafted by the Steelers. And they thought so little of him, D.O., they let him go to Tennessee.
Yeah.
So for me, I agree with everything that you said. This defense is starting to get a little older. They do have wide receivers, but you never know now. Hey, one of them don't catch a pass or things go their way. They known to crash out on you, Stephen A. I hope that's not the case this year because they do have 2 stud wide receivers that can break the game open. But you need a quarterback. They need a quarterback in the worst way. And they waited far too long in order to get one. They should have, as Ben started to wear down, they should have got them a quarterback. And then he learned a year or 2 up under Ben, then he could just move right in.
So the Rodgers part of this is like interesting as well, because everything that it sounded like with this time with McAfee last week, it didn't sound like a guy that's decision has been made. But I'm wondering, is he waiting to see the first round happen or the second round happen to make sure that the Steelers don't draft a quarterback early? And so then he's going to be their guy if that's the case? Because I still sit there, I go, there's no way that they're just waiting. And we're in May almost. And they're just waiting. And Aaron's like, I don't know. I might retire. It's on the table still. And so that's like, is he making sure that he doesn't get Kirk Cousins, so to speak, with what happened with the Falcons last year? And the other thing is this, and Stephen A., you know it, is there a part organizationally with the Steelers that they've had to watch what Baltimore has done with Lamar, and they've had to go against them twice a year and be like, we want our Lamar. Like, we want a guy that is going to drive everybody else nuts like Lamar has driven us nuts for years. And so the development
that person doesn't exist in this draft? That person doesn't exist in that draft. I mean, Justin Fields was closer to that than anybody that we've heard about that could be available for the Steelers.
No, but by all accounts, but I go back to it. By all reports, the offensive coordinator wanted Justin more last year, if that's true or not. And again, they tried to re-sign Justin. He just gave him enough money. And so while we may not know that there's not a Lamar Jackson, Lamar, when he was selected, wasn't what he's become either.
Shannon, why do you say no?
No, because you wanted Justin Fields after the fact. The man pride was damaged. He had won 4 games D.O., and then he comes back and he's playing well. He had you in first place, and you bench him? And you want me to come back to this? Nah, let me go somebody where they embrace me. I'm their starter. I'm entrenched, and I can move forward. Nah, you don't get to do that. What Mike Tomlin, if D.O., what you saying is true, what Mike Tomlin did, I'm gone too.
But no. But Shannon, I got you. I completely agree with you there. But here's the question, though. You also said you're not touching Aaron Rodgers, and I'm saying, looking at my quarterback. Listen, I got a question.
Have no choice.
Looking at my quarterback room, what possible choice do I have, Shannon, if I got Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson?
Yeah, they're in a bad place.
But
What's my choice?
But he said, D.O., why do you think the Jets moved on? Well, I haven't decided retirement is a possibility. You mean to tell me I want to hire a guy with retirement is a possibility?
Hold on, put me on screen for 1 second. This just got good, Shannon. I want you to be able to expound upon this. Let's get in a quick commercial break and bring it back and come back to this subject of Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers.
I don't understand Shannon on this one.
Also, John Cena.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. If you made it this far, you've made it to Your Sports Minute, where we chop it up about the world of sports. Today is going to be the Steelers, of course. Everybody knows everything that's going on out there about Aaron Rodgers and Shedeur Sanders and the Steelers organization. We're going to chop it up a little bit. But before we get into it, definitely make sure you hit that like. Definitely make sure you hit that subscribe. And most of all, please let your voice be heard and leave a comment. We love to keep these discussions going because sports discussions are a great way to relieve stress, man. Let's go ahead and keep the topics out there, man, and keep this stuff relevant. Cool? All right, let's jump into it. So it looks like the topic today is the Steelers, and they're ready to trade George Pickens to draft the quarterback Shedeur Sanders. But first of all, let's talk about who the Steelers have in their quarterback room. They got Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson. Pretty good ballers, you know what I mean? Not anything astronomical, not anything great. They definitely need a quarterback that's going to take them to the next level. I don't know about the whole George Pickens trade. I mean, George Pickens definitely gives the Steelers, a few problems over the years with his attitude on and off the field. But I don't know, man. I definitely think they need to go ahead and draft Shedeur. I don't think they need Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers does not want to be in the Steelers organization. I mean, he was on the McAfee show the other day, and he just basically told everybody exactly what he wanted them to hear. He was asked if he would still go to the Steelers. Is that still an option for him? And he danced around the truth and basically said, no, he's not going to go to the Steelers. Ever since, like we stated in past videos, man, ever since Big Ben left the Steelers organization, they have been lost. They thought Big Ben was going to play 20-something years just like Tom Brady. And this seems to be the reoccurrence right now with older quarterbacks. It's like Tom Brady has put this narrative out here because he was able to do it, that every quarterback that gets later and later and later in their career, in their age, that they can go another, 4 to 5 years at the end of their career and still be successful? Nah, man. You have to be from a different breed. Tom Brady was cut from a different cloth. He did other things that these other great players, great quarterbacks, have not done over the course of their career and at the end of their career to keep his body at a level where he could play with these young dudes. I'm trying to tell you, man, the Steelers organization was so blinded by Big Ben leaving that right now you see where they're at. They don't even know where they're at. They got Aaron Rodgers telling them one thing. They don't know if they should draft Shedeur Sanders. They're trying to make all these trades and crazy moves so they can try to get back on course, but I think they're way off course, man. I think they need to start over. I think they need to rebuild. I think they need to start from the ground up. Don't worry about a championship right now. Just worry about getting the players you need to get back into the mix within the next 1 to 2 years. And I think most people and a lot of Steeler fans would probably agree with me that the Steelers have the worst quarterback room probably in the league right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, Mason Rudolph, pretty good numbers, good kid. Skylar Thompson, okay, you know what I'm saying, but not anything astronomical. But y'all hit up the comments, man. Steeler fans, where you at? Let me hear y'all ring, man. Let me hear y'all hit the comments up, man. Let me know what you guys think, man. What has been going on in the Steelers organization? What is you guys' opinion about how are you going to make it to the next level? Who you think you're going to draft? And what do you think you should have waited this long for Aaron Rodgers to take you this far in the offseason, almost until the draft, and still hasn't made a decision? I mean, tell me what you guys think, man. Hit up the comment sections, man. And Steelers fans, go ahead and ring out, man. Let me know what you guys talking about, man. I want to hear from y'all, man, because you guys are the ones that's going to have to go through this next season coming up with whatever happens. You feel me? And the whole thing with Russell Wilson and your boy Justin Fields. That whole thing when Mike Tomlin made the decision to take Russell Wilson over Justin Fields. I mean, that was a huge, huge mistake. I mean, you guys out there, Steeler fans, can tell me if I'm wrong. If you guys thought the Russell Wilson whole deal, putting him in the place of Justin Fields, was a great idea, let me know, man. I'm just here to just bring it to you guys, like, and find out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not much we really can say about the Steelers organization besides the fact that they thought that they were going to have a Big Ben for the next 23 seasons like a Tom Brady. You know? They took Russell over Justin Fields and sent Justin Fields and should have kept him. I think if they would have kept, I think you guys, if the Steelers would have kept Justin Fields, they wouldn't be in this situation right now. Russell Wilson pulled the wool over their eyes. I mean, he went into that season, man, and did not do a whole lot of anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised that he went to the Giants. You know what I'm saying? With him and Jameis Winston is in the Giants right now. You feel me? And but you guys, Steeler fans, you guys should be ringing up the comments right now. Let me know, who do you want in your quarterback class? Do you want to draft Shedeur? Should you guys still wait on Aaron Rodgers? And what do you think your next moves are? You feel me? I ain't got much to say about it, man. You feel me? I mean, being an Eagle fan, we making pretty good moves right now. Howie Roseman is still doing his thing with these great picks that he's about to come up with during the draft. That's something we're going to basically bring to you guys and talk about when it comes up. But hey, like I said, man, we appreciate you guys for everything you've done. We appreciate you guys for all your subscriptions. We appreciate all your likes, and we damn sure appreciate all of your comments. I am your host, S. Dot, and we'll catch y'all on the next round. All right, peace.